Handshake prior and post-match. Umpires and players must respect that a handshake is not always possible. Both players and umpires must adapt to the situation in a respectful way. Serving. The umpire may relax the requirements for a correct service where he or she is satisfied that compliance is prevented by physical disability. This will always be done for Class 1 and Class 2 players. The player's international classification card contains a section indicating any physical limitations that the player may have affecting compliance with the requirements of a correct service. E.g., where a player with disability is either not able to straighten his or her palm or does not have a hand. The player may serve with a curved palm or toss the ball from his or her stump. Service to a wheelchair player. If the receiver is in a wheelchair due to a physical disability, the rally is a let. If the ball comes to rest on the receiver's court or after touching the receiver's court, returns in the direction of the net. In singles, if the ball leaves the receiver's court after touching it by either of the sidelines. This is because a player in a wheelchair, by definition, is restricted in the extent of his or her ability to stretch, and a service returning towards the net or going out from the sideline is regarded as unfair. However, where the ball is traveling towards the sideline, if the receiver strikes the ball before it crosses a sideline or takes a second bounce on his or her side of the playing surface, the service is considered good and no let is called. Contact with table. A player cannot touch the table for extra support. A player may only touch the table with his or her racket hand to restore balance only after a shot has been played, provided the playing surface does not move. The player is not allowed to use the table as an extra support with either hand before striking the ball. Similarly, the player may not use his or her free hand on the table as an extra support or touch the playing surface at any time during the rally. In a doubles match, this applies to both players. Order of play. In doubles, when at least one player of a pair is in a wheelchair due to a physical disability, the server shall first make a service, the receiver shall then make a return, but thereafter either player of the disabled pair may make returns. Wheel or foot crossing center line. Where an opposing doubles pair includes at least one player in a wheelchair, if any part of the wheelchair or a foot of the standing player crosses an imaginary extension of the center line of the table, the umpire will award a point to the opposing pair. Either player may return the ball after initial service and return, but each player has to remain in his or her own half of the court. Bat on table. Players are required to leave the racket on the table during intervals. When the racket is strapped to the hand, the umpire shall allow the player to maintain holding his or her racket during the interval. Medical recovery period. If a player with a disability is unable to play temporarily due to the nature of his or her disability or condition, the referee may, after consulting a medical classifier or doctor at the competition, allow a medical recovery time of the shortest practical duration, but in no circumstances more than 10 minutes. Any medical issue that could necessitate a recovery period should be flagged in advance with the referee.